Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Admin Series. Today's topic is implementing basic concepts. So whatever Salesforce basic concepts we have learned in the last video, we are going to implement it in Salesforce. So what all we are going to learn today? We will create a custom object which we will call program. Then we will create a custom tab for that custom object and we will call it programs. Then we will create some custom fields. One of the fields will be program type. And then we will create a custom app, my app, and we will add those tabs which we will be using frequently throughout the implementation. So let's begin. First, we will go ahead and log in it into Salesforce. So here is our Salesforce DevOps, which we have created for our example organization called Tots Buddies. So we will add username and password on this page and then click on login. Remind me later. So as you can see here, currently my default landing page is the setup page, but I will show you how to go on the setup page because this is something where we do all the action, like whatever we want to configure or change in the standard functionalities, we can do it from setup. So if you click on the app launcher, view all, click on sales. So this is what you have been looking at, like the home page whenever you log in into Salesforce. But now you have to create some custom functionalities. So for that, here on the gear icon is called setup. So when you click on setup, you can see here setup for current application or app. So I'll just click on it and it will open that setup page which we have seen earlier. After logging, I have seen this particular page as my default landing page. So you can set this as your default landing page if you're using it frequently. And if you have this as your landing page, you can go ahead and click setup from this gear icon. And just clicking it will open your setup. Okay, so the first thing which we want to create is a custom object. So as we have seen, the Tots Buddies are conducting different kind of programs in schools and preschools for the students. So we will have to store that data, the program related data, like the program name, what kind of program is that. So all those things we have to stored in our Salesforce org. So currently, whatever objects we already have in Salesforce, it is not exactly matching what we want to store. So we will create a custom object. So that is something which you have to find out and it will come by practicing as more and more implementation you will be doing. You will understand like, okay, this particular functionality can be achieved through standard object, or maybe we need to create a new custom object if that fields or that data which you want to store is not exactly matching or is not coming under the standard objects. You have to create a custom object. So let's see how you can create a custom object in Salesforce and what all fields you have to fill up while creating a custom object. So for that, I have to go to the object manager. So I'll click on object manager. So here you can see all the list of, so here you can see all the list of objects currently present in our developer edition. These are all standard objects. So there are so many standard objects you can see. We have like opportunity, we have lead, account, case, contact. So these are your standard objects which are already there in Salesforce. But what we need to do is we want to create a new custom object. So for that, we will go on this option called create, click create, click on custom object. So here you can see what all things you have to enter while creation of custom object. So the first thing is the label. So for us, it would be program. Plural would be programs. And our object name would be program. And here we can give the description. A short description would always help you, or maybe in future if any other person will join your organization, they can see, okay, what actually this object is meant for. So programs conducted by Torch Buddies. All right. Okay, so now there are two options. As like you want to open the standard salesforce.com help and training window, or open a window using a Visualforce page. So if you are developing another Visualforce page and you want to show it instead of the standard Salesforce object page, you want to show that your own designed Visualforce page, and you will click on that particular objects tab. So you can set that. But here in this case, we want to open the standard Salesforce window. Then we have to give some record name, which we have seen, the record field. We have talked about it. It's like a identity of that particular a record which will come under the program. So suppose under programs you have like 5 records for that program. So each program will have a different identity or a different record name. So this record name you can set as text or auto number. So in this case, we will set it as text. If you want to set it as auto number, you will get to say about the display format. Okay, you want to display it like P-0001, and you can give the starting number, and or any kind of auto-generated number. You can give that display format here, whatever you want to see in your object records. So like every record will have, like suppose the first record will have P001 because your starting number would be 1. Then the second record, whenever you create the second record for the program, it will be like P002, P003, and it goes on like that. But in this case, we will select text because we want the program names to be like different program names. So it would be in text format. Then you have some optional features. So what are those? The first thing is allow reports. So you want to have to generate reports on this object. So if you will click allow reports, so it will help you to generate reports on this particular program object. Then you have something called allow activities. So you will associate tasks and events related list with this particular object. Then you have track field history. So if you want to track a particular field's history, like how many times it has changed or what values have been changed, so you can select this track field history. And allow in chatter groups. So whenever you collaborate with your other team members, like the internal employees or maybe your other sales team members or service team members, so you can create your own chatter group. So chatter is something provided by Salesforce. It's more like a social platform where the internal employees or partners or any other person can collaborate throughout the organization. So in those chatter groups, if you want to use this particular object for maybe any kind of preference, like you want to talk about, okay, program, this particular program is being conducted here in the school, so you want to share those kind of feeds or details about that particular program, so you can use that in the chatter group. When these settings are enabled, the object is classified as an enterprise application object. So it will be like allow sharing. You can share this object records between each other. Then you can allow different API accesses, like the bulk API access and stream API access. So it will be like more of a whenever you want to integrate with your any third-party application or any other application through APIs. So basically, you are making this object flexible to integrate with other third-party applications. Then you have something called development deployment status. So if you don't want to deploy it as in now, so you can select in development, and it will not be deployed for all the users in your Salesforce org. It will be just like in development mode. But if you select deployed, so it will be created then and there, and you can see it in the system. Then you have something called allow search. So if you click on allow search, that means your users can find record of this object type whenever they search. So whenever they search, they will see, suppose they enter here, not in the search setup, but when you are here, if they're searching like particular program, so they will see if there is any list of that particular program already in the system, so it would be shown here. So if you are selecting this option as allow search. Then you have add notes and attachment related list to default page layout. So you will get another section of notes and attachments, and it will be as a related list to your default page layout. So whenever you create an object, there will be a page layout for that, where you will see all the fields and all the details related to that object. So there you have an option of related list. So if you want, you can have notes and attachments as one of the related lists. So I'll just check it. And this thing is launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object. So like we have talked about the tab, what is a tab? Tab is something which will show you your object data. So if you click it here, launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object, so it will by default open a tab window where you can select the tab name, tab style, and just save it. So that is one way to include a tab. And there is another way to include a tab is going directly on the setup home and search for tabs and then create a tab. So maybe I'll go ahead and I'll show you both the options. Okay, so first in this case, I will just select launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object, and I'll click on save. So here you can see it has directly come to the tabs wizard. So what it is asking for you, the object name is program, because you're coming from the program object screen. Now you can select the tab style. So there are different tab styles. So from here you can select different kind of tab styles. So suppose in this case, we will go ahead and select and then here we will give a short description. This tab shows different programs in our org. Okay, so under this tab, we will show different programs of the organization. So here you go ahead and click on next. So what is here coming is the visibility. Basically, you want to see this tab under what all profiles, you can select from here. So apply one tab visibility to all profile, and if it is default on, so what would be happen, that it would be by default visible to all these profiles present in Salesforce. But if you have to give access of this particular object or tab to a certain profile, you can go ahead and change it from here. So you can select apply a different tab visibility for each profile. So now from here you can go ahead and select different visibility. So one is default on, default off, and tab hidden. So by default you want to on it, by default you want to off it, or by default you want to just hide it. So you have three options. So if you suppose you select tab hidden, so for this particular profile users, this tab will be hidden. They will not be able to see this particular tab. And if I'll select apply one tab visibility to all profiles and select a default on, so that means it is currently default on for all the profiles. So I'll click on next. Okay, here you can see like in what all apps do you want to include this particular tab. So currently we have all the standard apps because we have not created any custom app yet. So it will be shown in all our standard apps. So here you can see the sales app. Here your standard sales app. So the one which we are using currently. So once I'll save this setting, if you will go here and you will search from more, so you'll go ahead and you can see the tab which we have created just now. So I'll just keep it by default as of now and click on save. So now we have the object created called program, and then we have tab for that particular object as well. So I was telling that there's one more option to create your tab. So for that, what you can do is you can click on home. In the quick find, you can search tab and click on tabs. So here you can see our custom object tab is already created for the object program. If you want to create new, so you can click on new. Then you have to select the object from here. So currently there is no more custom object or there is no more standard objects which are already created and don't have a tab. So that's why it is coming as none. If you haven't created that program objects tab, then and there, then it would have been shown here in the drop down. So this is another way to create a custom object tab from here. So I'll just cancel this. And as we have discussed in the last video that there are other kind of tabs also like the web tabs where you can include a web page. So suppose you click on new. So here you can select what kind of web page you wish to create. So you can choose the page layout from here. You can just select next. You can get the tab label, tab name, tab style, what kind of pixels you want, and then you can get the description. And if you go ahead and click on next, it will ask you what kind of web page or what is the address of URL of that particular web page. You can embed it here and create your web tab. And similarly for the Visualforce tabs, we will go ahead and click on new and select the Visualforce page which you want to see under visual tabs. And for the lightning page tabs also, you can go ahead and click on new. And here you can select whatever lightning page you want to select. So for that, first you have to build a lightning page. So we will discuss those things in later point of time. So these are different kind of tabs. And like we have discussed that the standard tabs are already there. You can hide them. You can rename them, but you cannot delete them. So here you have an option of renaming tabs and labels. Suppose accounts are there. If you want to edit this accounts and you want to show it as organization or company or by any other name which is fitting under the organization needs, so you can change the tab names from here. Just cancel it. Even you can just have the tab name same, but you want to just change the display label, you can do that as well. So these are the different options. Like now it is showing custom tabs here, the program tab which we have created. All right, so what all we have seen? We have created a custom object called program. Then we have created the custom tab called programs. Now we have the object. Now we want to store some data under that object. To hold that particular data, what we need is field. So like I said, that there are some standard fields and custom fields. So whenever you create a custom object, some of the standard fields are already gets created with the standard with the custom object creation. But and you have an opportunity to create some custom fields according to your needs. So let's see how we can create custom fields and what all standard fields were already added in the program. So we have to go again on the object manager. Here we will find programs. You click on program. So here you can see different options, like that's quite a few functionalities and very easy to understand and to add an added functionality to a particular custom object. You can see there are different options provided by Salesforce. So the first one is the details. You can see here, like whatever details related to this program object which we have created, whatever options we have selected is all coming here. Now the next thing is fields and relationships. So here, like I was talking about, some standard fields gets created while creation of an object. So the first standard field is created by. So whenever you will create a record, you will see a field called created by, and you will see the username for that particular owner or the user who has created that record. Then last modified by, as the name suggested, like it will show you the user who has lastly changed that particular record. Then there's something called owner. So suppose this record has been created by someone, but then you want to assign that owner as someone else. So by default, the owner will come as who has created it. But if you want to assign that owners to someone else or to some other team, so you can change it from the owner. So it could be a user or a group. And then the program name, which we have selected as our record name. If we would have selected the program number, so the field label would have been the program number, and it should be of the number type, that auto generated number, if we would have selected that. So now we want to create another custom field called program type, which will have two different values, like in person and virtual. So they have two kind of programs that they conduct in different schools. So some of the programs are like kind of in person, where they go to the school and conduct those programs, and some are like the virtual programs which they do through screen share or virtually or through web. So we will go ahead and create new in the custom field. And because we want to have two options, like in person and virtual, so for that we would need a pick list. But before going that, I'll just give you a brief introduction about the different data types in Salesforce. So here you can see, whenever you go ahead and create a field in Salesforce, it will ask for a data type. Currently none is selected. You have to select one of the data types below. So there are different data types which we have discussed. Some of the data types we have already discussed, but some of the data types you can see here. The first one is the auto number. So a system generated sequence number, as the name suggested. There's something called formula, where it would be a read only field, and the value will come based on the calculation or the formula which you have defined. Then you have something called different kind of relationships, which we will discuss in our next video, like what all different relationships are there in Salesforce, what does it mean, and what all you can do with the relationships. Then you have something called checkbox. So all these are self-explanatory based on their names, but here you have the brief introduction about each and every data type. So you can go ahead, log in into your developer edition, and you can see different kind of data types present in Salesforce. So here we will go ahead and select pick list, because based on our needs, this field should be a pick list. So we will click on pick list. We'll click on next. So we will give the field label. So for this, we will give program type. Now there are two options to include the values in this pick list. So one is you can use the global pick list value set, and another one is you can enter values with each value separated by a new line. So global pick list is something which would be like a common pick list throughout the organization. So suppose there is a field of state or country, so that would be like, it depends, but still you can configure it like a global pick list because you have selected list of states or a defined list of countries which would be present throughout the organization. So you can use those kind of global pick list. But in this case, we just want to have defined values. So we will click on enter values and we will select two different values. We will enter two different values. So one would be virtual, another would be in person. Now you have two different options. Display values alphabetically. So if you want to see all the values alphabetically in the pick list, you can select this checkbox. Here you have use first value as default value. So if you want to see virtual as by default coming, so you can select this option. And then you have something called restrict pick list to the values defined in the value set. So you want to have only these two values restricted for the user. So you can just check on this checkbox. Then you have something called field name. So it would be like program underscore type. So the field name is an internal reference and is used for integration purposes such as custom links, custom as controls, and the API. So this is something here which would be using internally. Then you can give a description. So here we can give a short description. Different types of program. And then you can give this help text. So if a user clicks on that field, so there is a small question mark will come, and if you click on that question mark, it will show you what type of or what kind of field it is. So you can give that kind of help text in for a field. Then if you want to have it as a required, you can always require a value in this field in order to save a record. So I'll select this as required and I'll click on next. Now it is field level security. So here you can select what all profiles you want to have this field as visible, or if you want to select it as a read only for some of the profile, so you can select that. So currently I'm using it all visible to all the profiles and click on next. And here, as I have told you that whenever you create a program, whenever you create an object, so a page layout will also gets created for that particular object. So here we have program layout as the page layout name for our object called programs. So this field will be added for this program layout. If you deselect it, the field will not be visible in this layout, but we want to have this field and we have checked it as required, so this field would be available in the program layout. So we'll go ahead and click on save. So now you can see a new custom field gets added in the program type, and it is of data type pick list. So if you go ahead and click on this program type, you can see the available values, virtual and in person. So anytime you can edit it, delete it, or deactivate it. Or you can add another new value, you can reorder it. Now we will go ahead and create a custom app so that that app will have only the objects which we want to use frequently throughout our implementation. So from where you will get that, you will go to the home. Click on quick find, and here you will give app. So here you can see something called app manager. You click on app manager. Here already all the standard apps has been listed. Like we have sales, the lightning sales, which we are currently working on. So it is there in the app manager. Now we want to create our new lightning app. We will call it as my app. The developer name will come by default, and the description would be app for Torch Buddies. You can, if you want, you can upload an image. You can have different set of colors. If you want to use another kind of theme, you can select from here. So currently it would be, you can see that it will come as like MA, my app for Torch Buddies. You click on next. So now there are different options. How do you want to see the app? You want a standard navigation. You want to support it both on desktop and phone. Then you can see the setup option from there, from your app. And then there are different personalization settings. So we will just leave it as by default selected. Click on next. Now here you can add different utility items. So what kind of utility item is, if you want to add something like any kind of flow you have created, or any kind of notes you want to add, some report charts, or any kind of notifications or Visualforce page, you can add those utility items here. So currently we don't have anything like that. So we will click on next. And now here we will select the list of objects which we want to see in the My App. So the first one is accounts. We will definitely need that. Then we would need contacts. Then we would need here you can see we have all different options. Home page, leads, opportunities, and programs. And then you would need reports, want to show dashboard, that dashboard as well. So now we have all the list of all available items, and this is our list of selected items. So in this we want to show the home page as the first one, so we will just move it above this, and we want to see programs just after accounts and contacts, and then the reports, dashboards. So that is our sequence of the selected items. So I'll just click on next. Now for whatever profiles you want to give access for this app, So currently, we will select all the profiles and just select here and go ahead and save and finish. Now here you can see the My App is created and the description is App for Tots Buddies, and it is a Lightning app. From here you can edit. If you want to edit something, you can go ahead and click on edit, and if you want to delete this app, you can click on delete and it gets deleted. Now we want to see everything in action which we have created. So we'll go to the home. We'll just refresh the page. We'll click on So when you click on the app launcher, you will select My App, and here it has come, My App. And you can see all the tabs which we have selected, the objects which we have selected is visible here and in the same order we had selected. So we'll click on the programs, the custom object which we have created. So this is our custom tab, programs. Under that we have object called programs, and if you will go ahead and click on new, you can see the window to enter a new program. So you can give the program name and select what kind of program, what type of program you want to use here in the pick list. So here you can see two values, virtual and in person, and by default it is as none. But then we have made this as a required field. So if you will want to save it like this, it will give you error. Complete this field, complete this field. So both are mandatory fields and you have to enter the values here. So this is it for this session. We have successfully implemented all the basic concepts which we have learned in the last video. The next video would be about the different kind of relationships. What is a relationship in Salesforce between the objects, and how, and different kinds of relationship, and how we can implement those relationships in Salesforce. So that would be that we will discuss in our next session. So this is it. Thank you all for joining me in this session.